Why William Frawley hid his hands in every scene of I Love Lucy. William Frawley, a beloved figure in television and film history, was born on February 26, 1887, in Burlington, Iowa. His parents, Michael A. Frawley and Mary E. Brady, were of Irish descent, and he was raised in a strict Roman Catholic household. Despite this, young William exhibited an early rebellious streak, one that would surface time and again throughout his life. Frawley's passion for the performing arts developed early, although it initially clashed with his family's more traditional aspirations for him. After a brief stint working in an office job, Frawley couldn't resist the call of the stage, which he pursued with fervor. He left Burlington to chase his dreams in show business, a decision that would eventually lead to a successful career in both vaudeville and Hollywood. Frawley first gained attention as a vaudevillian, a form of variety entertainment that thrived in the early 20th century. His charm, comedic timing, and musical talent made him a hit on the vaudeville circuit. Alongside his first wife, Edna Louise Broad, Frawley formed a comedy act that was well received by audiences. They toured across the country and performed a routine that combined humor, music, and banter, with Frawley showcasing his talents as a singer and pianist. However, their personal relationship became strained, leading to their eventual divorce in 1927. Despite the end of his marriage, Frawley's career continued to flourish as he moved beyond vaudeville and set his sights on the burgeoning film industry in Hollywood. In the 1930s, Frawley made the leap from the stage to the silver screen, appearing in over 100 films during his career. He became a character actor known for his gruff yet endearing persona. Often cast in supporting roles, he worked alongside many of Hollywood's leading stars, becoming a fixture in comedies and musicals. Frawley's ability to bring a relatable everyman quality to his characters made him a reliable choice for filmmakers. Despite never achieving the status of a leading man, he was respected in the industry for his work ethic and professionalism. Some of his notable films include Miracle on 34th Street, 1947, Going My Way, 1944, and The Lemon Drop Kid, 1951. His distinct voice and memorable presence made him a standout in every role, even in films where he had minimal screen time. Though Frawley had a long and varied career in film, his true claim to fame came in 1951 when he was cast as Fred Mertz on the groundbreaking television series One Love Lucy. This role would solidify Frawley's place in entertainment history. As the grumpy yet lovable landlord and neighbor to Lucy and Ricky Ricardo, Frawley's portrayal of Fred Mertz was a perfect complement to the comedic genius of Lucille Ball and Daisy Arnaz. His character's bickering yet affectionate relationship with his on-screen wife, Ethel Mertz, played by Vivian Vance, became one of the most beloved elements of the show. Despite reports of off-screen tension between Frawley and Vance, their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, contributing to the success of I Love Lucy. Frawley's performance as Fred Mertz earned him a place in the hearts of millions of viewers, making him a television icon. William Frawley, the beloved actor who played Fred Mertz on I Love Lucy, is often remembered for his gruff exterior and excellent comic timing. However, there is an interesting mystery that viewers of the show may have noticed but perhaps never fully understood. Frawley frequently hid his hands during scenes. This peculiar habit raised questions among fans and television historians alike, with theories ranging from health issues to personal insecurities. To unravel the reasons behind this, it's essential to explore the broader context of Frawley's life, his personality, and the production of I Love Lucy. One significant factor contributing to Frawley's habit of concealing his hands was his health. By the time I Love Lucy became a hit in the early 1950s, Frawley was already an older man and had developed various ailments. One of the more notable conditions was arthritis, which affected the appearance and mobility of his hands. Arthritis can cause swelling, deformity, and stiffness in the joints, particularly in the fingers, which can be both painful and visually noticeable. Frawley may have been self-conscious about this and sought to minimize attention to his hands by tucking them into his pockets, holding props, or positioning them out of view. Arthritis was a common ailment for people of his age, especially given that Frawley was born in 1887, at a time when medical treatments for such conditions were far less advanced. The impact of this condition would have been physically limiting, and his awareness of how it might appear on camera could have made him especially sensitive to his hands being seen. Television, with its close-up shots and visual detail, might have made these physical imperfections more noticeable, thus prompting Frawley to take matters into his own hands, so to speak, by hiding them. Another possible reason for Frawley's habit stems from a more personal or psychological perspective. Frawley, like many actors, may have been concerned with how he was perceived by the public. Although he often played gruff, working-class characters, Frawley took great pride in his appearance and the roles he played. He was a veteran of vaudeville and film before transitioning to television, and as an experienced performer, he knew the importance of image. His decision to hide his hands might have been rooted in vanity. In a business where looks and presentation matter, even a character actor like Frawley may have felt that the sight of aging, arthritic hands would detract from his overall screen presence. It is well documented that many actors of his era were highly sensitive about how they aged on screen. Frawley may have felt that concealing his hands would help maintain the audience's focus on his performance rather than his physical imperfections. Given his long career in show business, he would have understood the nuances of how even small details like hand movements or gestures could affect the overall impression of a scene. In addition to health concerns and personal vanity, Frawley's behavior on set also played a role. Known for being temperamental and sometimes difficult to work with, he had a reputation for being set in his ways. This may have influenced his decision to hide his hands, as he might have simply refused to let something he was insecure about become an issue of discussion or direction. Frawley was notorious for his stubbornness, and there were reports that he often butted heads with others on set, particularly with I Love Lucy co-star Vivian Vance, who played his on-screen wife, Ethel Mertz. If he felt self-conscious about his hands or was uncomfortable showing them, it's likely he would have made a personal decision to hide them, regardless of whether the directors or producers noticed or objected. Additionally, because Frawley was a seasoned performer with decades of experience, he may have felt that he knew best how to present himself. His long career gave him a certain confidence, even if it veered into stubbornness at times. By controlling his own physical appearance, he could maintain a degree of personal authority over his performance. Given that he had seen many ups and downs in Hollywood, he may have felt that hiding his hands was a way to preserve his dignity and protect his image. Another important aspect to consider is the technical and practical limitations of television production during the 1950s. Unlike modern-day television shows that offer more opportunities for retakes and touch-ups, the fast-paced filming schedule of I Love Lucy may have provided fewer chances to correct or hide any perceived flaws in Frawley's hands. Since episodes were often filmed in front of a live studio audience, the pressure to get scenes right the first time was intense. Frawley may have known that the easiest way to ensure his hands didn't become a distraction was to keep them hidden during filming. Moreover, props and costume choices on set could have been strategically used to help Frawley obscure his hands without it being overly noticeable to the audience. He often wore suits or jackets with pockets, giving him a convenient place to tuck his hands away during scenes. Holding objects like newspapers, coffee cups, or other props may have been an intentional way to avoid drawing attention to his arthritis-affected hands. This use of props was a simple yet effective way for Frawley to maintain control over his appearance while still delivering his lines and maintaining his character's gruff, no-nonsense demeanor. Frawley's habit of concealing his hands has since become a point of fascination for television historians and fans alike. While it may have gone unnoticed by many casual viewers at the time, in the age of reruns and digital streaming, fans have had the opportunity to rewatch episodes and observe subtle details like this. In hindsight, Frawley's decision to hide his hands serves as a reminder of the ways in which actors from Hollywood's golden age navigated personal insecurities and health issues while performing under the public eye. It highlights the often unseen challenges that even successful actors face and how these challenges can influence their performances in ways that may not be immediately apparent. This small but significant detail about Frawley's performance on I Love Lucy adds depth to his legacy. Far from detracting from his portrayal of Fred Mertz, his efforts to discreetly hide his hands may have contributed to the overall charm and authenticity of his character. Despite any personal or physical challenges, Frawley's portrayal of the lovable, grumpy landlord remains an iconic part of television history. His performance was strong enough that the concealed hands became a subtle footnote in his illustrious career rather than a defining feature, allowing his talent and comic timing to shine through above all else. After I Love Lucy ended in 1957, Frawley's career experienced a resurgence when he was cast in another iconic television series, My Three Sons. From 1960 to 1965, Frawley portrayed Bub O'Casey, the grandfatherly figure in the Douglas household. His role as Bub further cemented his reputation as a beloved character actor on television. However, by the mid-1960s, Frawley's health began to decline due to years of heavy drinking and smoking. Despite this, he remained committed to his work, even as his physical condition deteriorated. His role on My Three Sons was eventually reduced, and in 1965, Frawley retired from the series. Frawley's off-screen life was not without its difficulties. He was known for his cantankerous personality, often clashing with co-stars and crew members. His long-standing issues with alcohol also affected both his personal and professional life. However, those who knew him well also spoke of his loyalty and generosity. Despite his gruff exterior, Frawley was a man who deeply valued his friendships, especially with Lucille Ball and Daisy Arnaz, who had fought hard to cast him in I Love Lucy despite network concerns about his drinking habits. Frawley's contributions to television were formally recognized in 1960 when he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His work on I Love Lucy and My Three Sons has left an indelible mark on the history of American television. Even today, reruns of I Love Lucy continue to entertain new generations of viewers, keeping Frawley's legacy alive. William Frawley passed away on March 3, 1966. After suffering a heart attack while walking near the Knickerbocker Hotel in Hollywood. He was 79 years old. His death marked the end of an era for many fans who had grown up watching him on television. Frawley was remembered fondly by those who worked with him, as well as by the millions of fans who had come to love his portrayals of Fred Mertz and Bub O'Casey. His contributions to the entertainment industry are commemorated through the continued popularity of the shows he helped to make iconic. Frawley's influence on television comedy is undeniable. His ability to bring humor and heart to his roles, despite playing gruff and irritable characters, showcased his unique talent as an actor. Today, William Frawley is celebrated as one of the pioneers of television sitcoms, and his work continues to be appreciated by fans of classic television. In tribute to his contributions, his name remains synonymous with some of the most beloved characters in TV history.